masturbating all night long.
What's up? Welcome to another episode of Which Finger Horror Podcast. My name is Yasmina. Over here, I got
Megan. But you know what I just heard for the first time? Which Finger Horror Podcast. That is hilarious.
Horror podcast?
Because we be whores.
Yeah.
it's funny, I usually tell people that we're a comedy podcast, but I like horror too.
We're a horror podcast!
We are the first of its
genre.
kind. Morgan,
Booty
introduce
shorts
yourself,
for
bitch.
you.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got Morgana.
I'm over here drinking and
Introduce
stuff.
ourselves like wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Morgan. Yeah.
Let's get ready to podcast!
And tonight, we are embarking on Wishmaster. So we're drunk.
Yeah.
It took us a while to get this episode started. We had some technical difficulties, and with that comes time, and with time comes more alcohol consumption.
Yes, this is true. And so, yeah, we actually, it's been like an hour and a half extra of working on. No, actually, it's been longer than that. Like almost 2 hours of like troubleshooting.
Fucking hate technology, man. Sorry.
I feel you put your glass down really loudly right there, girl.
Morgan got really mad at us before we started this episode. She's like, "Don't fucking slam
Alright, you kids!
goddamn glasses
She's
down,
our
you
token
fucking
editor.
whores."
Whores! You fucking whores!
Yeah, fucking whores. Which finger, you fucking whores?
Which one?
Which finger is the whore?
I feel like I need to preface this with Yasmina has been drinking
a lot of too many
and
things.
now she's drinking wine?
No, whiskey.
Oh, whiskey.
And then I'm
my
drinking
bad.
wine. And then I'm drinking wine.
And Morgan and myself are both doing champagne.
Yeah, we were talking about
brace
champagne
yourself,
and how
Morgan.
wonderful it is just to celebrate nothing at all.
Happiness.
And so here we are.
My Nicole Kidman.
Throwing our
Nicole
words.
Kidman? Who's the one who married the old man? Nicole.
Renee Zellweger.
Nicole.
The old man?
Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh, Anna Nicole Smith. Oh.
Nicole
Skyscraper!
She's like, I want a pickle.
And then I want to star in a movie called Skyscraper.
Skyscraper, guys, I still haven't seen it yet.
Can we please watch Skyscraper?
I'm into
soon?
it. I'm super into it. So how come none of us are drinking gin tonight? I just like to know because we are watching a movie with a gin.
I don't think we had been that clever before this very moment to think of that, you know?
It's funny because I kind of thought of it, but then I disregarded it because I'm not
Gin
a
will fuck you up,
gin
bitch.
drinker. I just don't like the taste of pine needles. But I know that there's
You know
fancy
what?
gin that
Let me
doesn't
tell
taste
you,
like pine
the gin of
needles.
old is not the gin of new.
The gin of old.
They make so many
Morgan,
magical
born in 1785.
Yeah. With my monocle. The gin of old.
I have a legitimate question. Do people still wear monocles?
I'm sure they do it ironically.
Why
like,
did
I bet
they
you'd
ever,
see
though?
somebody in Brooklyn doing it. I don't know, maybe only one eye needed to see some
Isn't
shit.
that bifocals? No, bifocals is top and
Those
bottom.
are-
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, like, monocle is just one. Like, let me take a look with my a good eye and put the circle in your eye and go,
Okay, if you wear a monocle, can you hit us up and let us know?
Please.
I'd like to know.
or if
about
you know
this.
somebody that wears a monocle.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
feel like
so-
Orbax wears monocle.
Yeah, Orbax fucking...
Fuck you,
would
Orbax.
wear a
Monocle wearing Orbax!
Okay,
Borax!
Borax, monocle. Let's get
My
to my wife.
Borat!
Okay, so this is an awesome episode, by the way, so far, and we're only 6 minutes in.
This is the best part of
the
the
movie.
beginning of this movie is fucking so metal.
It's so gory.
We're at the part where the skeleton comes out of the body.
And he's just like, hey guys, what's up?
Fuck, man, it's so gory.
It's so evil. By the way, the one thing that I did notice about this, and I noticed it again, was that the body, when he's like pulling his shirt open, he has no nipples. It's weird to me.
Oh, they like the faux body that they
Yeah,
made
they
had
forgot
no
to like add nipples to it. But the skeleton that rises out is fucking awesome. Like the gore, like everything kind of like pulling apart.
It reminded me very much of like
Snake
Army
Man.
of Darkness.
Yeah,
Like when the
yeah.
skeleton was right on top of that guy,
Yeah.
it was very Army of Darkness. But this is so like Wes Craven. Of course
Totally,
it is. It's
yeah.
so Wes Craven.
We got like Serpent Guy, fucking like help me.
I love him. I love him.
Anything that crawls like that reminds me of Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you got like the Hall of the Crypt Keepers and shit.
And also it also reminds me of Poltergeist 2, when he drinks the tequila worm and then he barfs out that
Yes.
monster and
Yeah,
he drags himself
nasty
across
fucking
the
thing.
floor.
Ooh.
Very
That
much
shit
the same.
scarred me
Disgusting.
for life.
Poltergeist 2 is
That was a
Put
good
it on the
episode.
list.
Yeah.
We did it.
Okay, we've already done it. Okay.
good, you
I'm
know.
Well,
present.
here's the
I'm
thing. You
present
know
when I
what?
record.
We've literally been drunk for every episode, so it's a free pass, right?
The problem is, I fried my brain. And so my memory, she's not so good. Who are you again? What's your name?
Satan.
Satan.
I mean,
Jim
we've literally been
Morrison.
doing episodes for like, what, since 2016 though? Like, I can't remember that far back. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, why did we do this? Like, remember when I was like, oh, we need to do fucking, Blood Diner. I was like, it's too bad we did Blood Diner already, and Yasmin was like, we haven't done that movie yet, and I was like, oops.
I know. I was just testing
Oops.
you.
My brain is fucked up. I
Oops.
remember trivia from like our third episode. It's really
I know.
weird.
Your memory's fucked.
I have a very vivid memory and I remember numbers really well as well, but I'm also just super nerdy. So like the trivia that we do, I retain it
I know, it's crazy.
because I get off on it.
Oh, shit.
Like, she gets off on Divoff, fucking.
Well, that's true. Okay, let me tell you something.
Get off on
listeners,
Divoff.
listen up. We're going to get into Divoff later, but I just want to say Andrew Divoff. Div off. I want
Like, face
I
off.
want to take my div off. Is a fucking fabulous human being. But
All right.
Wishmaster came out in 1997. This might be the newest movie
This
we've
is
done.
the newest
Oh,
movie we've
absolutely
ever
it
done.
is.
Yeah, we're fucking going forward in time.
Robert Englund.
Robert Englund is now surveying
boyfriend.
the package with Ted Raimi.
Raimi's.
Yeah.
Fucking good guy, Ted.
Yeah,
good
remember
guy,
when Ted Raimi ate, like, chips at our booth that one time, or whatever the fuck he ate, and his noodles went all over or something? I don't know what the fuck he ate. Remember that?
That was
crazy.
That was when he sat down with us. That was a moment where I've never truly felt starstruck. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we've met a lot of celebrities at conventions and shows and stuff like that. But when he sat at our booth and just like sat like he was part
just,
of our
like,
podcast,
chilled.
I was like I didn't have words for him. Like I was mute. I was a fucking mute. You know what I think the difference was? The difference was when we met people, we approached their booth.
Right.
And so there's an element of control there where
Yeah,
you
we have
you
the
know
pow- yeah,
you
the
know you
power.
only have a few amount of seconds. You don't
Yeah.
have a long time at the booth. But when he sat at our booth, I was like like bleh, on my couch, on my
Yeah.
fucking couch right now,
Right.
beside me.
And he was there sort of like as just like, I'm here to have fun. He wasn't like, I'm one of the guests. Like, he just came to Shockstock because.
Because
Yeah.
of Yasmina.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had emailed each other before the event because he lives in Detroit and it's only a 2-hour drive from where we live. And I reached out to him and was like, hey, we're actually doing Evil Dead 2 at Shockstock. If you're coming down, like, would you like to come in to the show and like sit with us for a little bit? And he was interested and he looked us up. And so Ted Raimi just got smushed by the package. The box of the statue.
He got smushed by the box.
He
Mazda.
he was actually like super into our show, and then but he just showed up the day after our live show, and then just stated that the next time to reach out and let him know, and he was just so cool. Like he's such a good guy. That's why I like calling him a good guy, Ted.
Do you expect any less? No. The Raimi bros, they're good.
I know.
They
are bros.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They bros. They
Yeah,
good.
bros.
Yeah.
Okay, so, right. Now, we're in this building. I just wanted to mention, Robert Englund, whenever I see him, like, outside of the Freddy...
When he doesn't have his Freddy
Whenever he
makeup
doesn't have
on,
the Freddy costume on, I, like... have a little bit of a crush on him, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he always has a smirk. You know what I mean? Like, even even when Raimi was being killed, he has this smirk, like, this knowing, like, this evil, knowing
Dougal!
smirk. You know?
So
like,
this is why you must watch V.
Oh my god.
Okay, alright.
Because he's even younger than this, and he is so innocent looking, and also because he's like one of the aliens, but he's an ally to the humans and starts
These
dating.
about aliens?
Yeah, reptiles, man.
I literally know nothing about
They
it.
rip their
about
faces off and they got fucking reptile
The
skin.
Anunnaki!
Yeah. We like to pretend.
No, it's like, they're like,
Lizard people?
yes.
Yeah,
so
but they're
basically
aliens.
what ends up happening is, like, there's like an alien visitors that come to Earth, and they're like, hey, we want to make contact, we're happy, we're benevolent, but like...
Cute.
But they have an insidious,
really not.
obviously,
They're not.
agenda,
Yeah, but
like
they're really
underneath.
And then
Yeah,
it actually
yeah.
Those
kind of turns into like a little bit of the whole like
Introspective?
no, it
Okay.
turns into kind of like almost like a Holocaust parallel in a weird way, where there's like a lot of like propaganda, like, oh, the V, they're your friends.
Yeah, like join us.
Yeah, join us and stuff like that, and they kind
Cool.
of they mirror it sort of in that way, where like a lot of that kind of type of like mind control and like kind of propaganda was used to like change people's minds and stuff. Yeah, it is very neat.
Alright.
Also, the guy that we just saw with the green shirt that was like checking out the jewel, that's Jack Lemmon's son.
Yes,
Chris
Chris
Lemon.
Lemon. That he's the like head auctioneer guy.
Yeah,
or, like, the
I
head
don't
of
know
the-
if I think that's the only time we see him, but
No,
I didn't
he's
know
in
that.
he's in the movie again.
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say Julian Sands, Andrew Divoff.
Julian
Andrew
Sands!
Divoff, as the
Megan was
Wishmaster
confused
comes in.
and she was like, didn't we already do Warlock? And we're like, no, Wishmaster, the other
The
W.
W.
The W's get me.
With
Yeah.
the spooky
However,
guy.
though, like a sandwich with Julian Sands from Warlock 2 and Andrew Divoff from Graveyard Shift, I would get in the middle of that
a
fucking
Julian
sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah.
A Julian Sandwich!
Yeah,
Julian
with a
sandwich.
side of Divoff.
Actually, you know what? Like, you know how they did Alien versus Predator? Not that I actually ever saw it, but like Warlock versus Wishmaster.
Would be way better.
Holy
That'd be
fuck.
hot. And
Would
then
make
there's, like,
that
a-
happen,
way better.
Hollywood.
Right? And then there's like a scene
Actually, no,
where
not Hollywood.
they like
Yeah, no.
take their clothes off and then they start making out.
Well, I mean, like, because we
And
do
they,
get
like,
to see his penis in
cross
Warlock 2.
swords.
Yeah. Oh, we
Yes.
do.
Oh my god, that
Yeah,
would
they
be
do.
amazing.
But like, okay, so is
Let's
it
make this happen.
is it Wishmaster in his like goblin makeup, or is it like Wishmaster
No,
as like his
No.
normal
well,
face?
Wait.
maybe an in between, like when he's like just the head,
Just the tip!
Just
the tip!
Remember in the second one where he's just like a head with like a little fishtail?
Oh my god. Blech.
God, we are drunk straight women right now.
Yeah!
We are drunk straight women.
Oh my
Yes.
lord.
No, there's something about like a powerful entity, you know. And now that I'm a little bit tipsy, I'm almost offended that all these powerful entities are represented as men all the time.
I know. Booer and
Fuck you.
we need to write ourselves a movie like that that's like this
Kind
type
of like
of
Queen
thing.
of the Damned,
but just-
like
Yeah, but like a lot of those
But-
movies, I feel like they still like represent.
Sexualized?
Yes, exactly. They
Yeah.
still represent women as like you know they're using their sex appeal to like make these things happen.
Oh,
where
like
it's kinda
fucking
just
Wonder
like,
Woman bullshit.
just be a
She
powerful
should have hairy
woman.
armpits.
Yes.
Right?
She's an Amazonian. Why are her legs shaved? Anyways,
That is the most valid point we have ever
I
made.
spent a lot
on
of
this
time on the
podcast.
internet.
That-
Okay, so, but you know what movie I just thought of in this discussion? Alienator. Have you seen
Oh
that
yeah,
one?
yeah, of course.
She fucking shoots lasers out of her tits. And zaps.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
All right, so
She literally just pushed
Wishmaster.
Wishmaster in her mouth. Like she was just like,
that was a very sexual moment too.
it
for fuck's
was,
sake.
it was.
Okay, so Wishmaster came out in 1997. We already said that. And it was directed by Robert Kurtzman. It was written by Peter Atkins, and Peter Atkins wrote a lot of the Hellraiser sequel screenplays.
Which is cool.
And
Which
Kurtzman
actually
is very great,
makes
too.
sense because this, the Wishmaster 2 reminds me a lot of Hellraiser 3. I'll get into that later. But music by Harry Manfredini. Special effects by, obviously, a multitude of very talented people, but Greg Nicotero. So,
Produced by Wes Craven.
I
mean,
think he was,
yeah,
executive
yeah.
produced, so I'm not sure how much of a hand he really
But
had in it.
there's definitely a lot of working together, collaboration, because the director worked heavily in the Freddy franchise, doing like makeup directing and stuff like that. And so I imagine it being, now I know that Wes Craven wasn't involved in some of the movies in the Freddy franchise. Yeah, because he was disappointed in a few of the later movies. And so anyways, like there's that concept we talk a lot about in the podcast that we love so much, right? Like people constantly working together.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the
It's like
bromance. I
the
love that.
Usna, Stuart Gordon,
Exactly,
Jeffrey
Their
Combs
little
group.
bromance that they have, and they're always like, we want to pull my friends in.
Yeah,
Just
and they always
make
like
it happen.
work well together, and you can tell by the final product of the movies that you're watching, right? And you can definitely, like earlier I mentioned the like connection that I made with the sequel and Hellraiser 3. Like there's a lot of similarities between the two characters, like Morgana and the goth girl, like in Hellraiser 3 and everything, and they go through like these different like similar trajectories. Even like the wardrobe, like I find very similar in like costume design and stuff like that. But I mean,
But
these
it's
are
not
things
derivative.
that-
It's similar, but it's not derivative. Like it's not.
Right,
it's
totally.
not like you go
Yeah.
like.
well, we
it's
can
been
tell
done
because we're
before."
fucking nerdy, though. Like we pay attention to details like that. But yeah, so this movie was shot in 33 days. And you mentioned the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. Jack Shoulder, he is very much involved in a lot of the Nightmare franchise. And he directed the second one of Nightmare on Elm Street. And he also did The Hidden. He was actually offered to direct this one. But he thought the script sucked, so he declined.
Right. But he
but
did
then
the-
he was
he did the
offered
second one,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then he was offered the sequel,
Yeah.
and he was like, well, I'm only gonna do it if I can write the screenplay. So I find that interesting because like both I love the 1 and 2 Wishmasters.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously the first two are, like, the best ones.
Yeah.
I personally have not ever seen
We'll get into the sequels later.
any of the other ones at all.
Lay your head on my shoulder.
Lay your head on
But Megan,
Jack's shoulder.
Megan, you're the only one of the three of us who's watched any of the other Wishmasters past the third one.
Yeah, and so I think the reason that I enjoy them so much is I know there's only, I would say, Morgan, between you and I, 5 years, maybe 4 years.
Yeah, I'm
difference?
82 and you're
I'm
86.
86. So yeah, so 4 years difference.
yeah.
However, that is such a pivotal. You know, when I was in high school, I started high school in the year 2000.
Yeah.
You graduated the
in the
year
year
I
2000.
started,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
that's a really important time of
That's
life.
true.
And so, like, the period of, like, the mid-2000s, like, between 2005 and 2010, I was still, you know, a little bit immature in my tastes, and these were very new to me, and so I like a lot of the Wishmasters because, to me, that was, like, my, like, coming-of-age kind of shit,
Yeah.
right? And you were already past that
Yeah.
at that point. But I love all that shit. I love the industrial music that they...
Oh, I know, and it's always, like, so
You
put
know?
on.
It's like, oh, Rage Against the Machine and Korn were very popular at that time. Kids didn't like to conform. Like, let's apply that to the soundtrack.
All day I dream about humping. Do you remember that? The radio edit for
Yes,
Adidas?
I do.
No, they played
was
it on
awful.
the fucking radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they edited to say humping,
Humping.
instead of fucking.
Oh.
Sex or
I was gonna
whatever.
say
No, he says fucking in, in that part.
So
yeah.
instead
Oh,
of
yeah.
fucking, he says humping, but it's really funny.
Yeah. By the way,
humping.
so I just have to point out that this part here where the Wishmaster has come out of his little fucking jewel and this creature,
little
that's
baby.
Vern Troyer.
Oh my god, shut up. He must have been young. Well, no, because again, it's 1997.
Yeah,
so
it
he
was
wasn't...
before Austin Powers.
He's the
but
mini
but
Jin.
just
he is the
before,
little,
kind of.
Yeah.
the little,
Mini
like
Jin.
kind of born before he becomes like the full,
Get
yeah.
in my belly!
Yeah,
Right.
get in my jewel.
Creepy.
But
That's
that's way more
This is
reminiscent.
also some more fucking Uncle Frank shit here.
It's very Uncle Frank, but he also reminds me of that guy, Yasmina, that you and I are both scared of from Masters of the Universe. He has those big eyes, you know, with the pompadour.
Oh, yeah.
fucking Karg.
Karg, he kind of
Karg.
reminds me of him because he had. Look at, does he not? A little bit.
Karg is more scary, in my opinion.
His head is like an entire brain. It's really gross. Like this, yeah, like this is definitely like, I feel the Wes Craven vibe of like the slime, the like
It's also very
being
Frank,
born. Yeah, very Uncle Frank.
It's almost like I don't think they did, and that's Freddy Krueger. Like it really looks like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
right
when
there.
he's like full grown.
Like, but it almost is like. Did they film it backwards? They didn't. Like, Uncle Frank was filmed backwards, right?
Mm-hmm,
Like, when he comes up. But
Yeah.
that was brilliant what they did.
Oh, I
Look
love
at his
how
butt!
they his little bum.
His bum!
His little fucking Wishmaster bum.
Did you take a look at her bum?
Look at it, Ben.
I love
Fucking
his, like,
Enterprise.
his little braids that he has coming down.
And I know they're like
His
creepy
dreads?
tentacles.
Yeah.
They're like two dreadlocks, but they're like slimy instead of fuzzy.
Do we see any Wishmaster dick? Like that's the only
fucking
that's the only
wish.
side like profile.
Well played. Well played. And, you know, and it's funny because, like, he's
Their
presented as a
wishes.
man, but without genitals.
I guess he's
Yeah, well,
asexual, right?
To
Yeah.
be honest with you, I didn't really notice anything because like he turned sideways and walked.
It was a Ken doll.
Morgan checked.
It was
I
a
was
Ken
trying
doll.
to see.
She had her binoculars out when
It
she was
freaked-
watching
No,
it.
I had my monocle out. Excuse me.
This lady,
He took it out.
he took it out. This lady reminds me of Casey. Ladies
Tammy
and
Lauren.
gentlemen, ladies
Casey
and
in the
gentlemen,
sunshine.
this is Casey. This is what I mean when I say I can't remember anything. She reminds me of Linda
Blair.
Terminator.
Linda Blair.
That's not
Linda
the Terminator.
Hamilton.
Linda
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Fucking psycho.
God, listen, I've drank a bottle of champagne
whore.
tonight.
You whore.
Boo, you whore.
But does
you know
she
what-
not? Her bone structure, her does she
Because
not?
of
Come
that.
on.
Yeah.
To
No,
me,
she-
to
yeah,
me,
I see it.
She very much looks.
She has a black belt in Shotokan Karate.
Who does?
Her, Tammy Lauren.
Tammy Lauren Vasquez.
I actually have a very interesting trivia fact about her. I didn't have that much to say about her.
Yeah, she actually kind of
wait
has
a
had a-
minute.
had a,
George Buck
eh.
motherfucking Flowers.
I love that he is here and also a bum again.
That's right. Okay, actually, I'm going to
great.
pause on Tammy because there's a lot of cameos that are about to happen. We're at the pharmacy scene. Here we have Reggie Bannister from Phantasm.
Phantasm, yep.
Also, we missed earlier, but we missed, what's his name? Fucking from Day of the Dead. He was at the port when the package
Oh yeah,
dropped.
he's the drunk
Dennis
operator
Hayden?
there. Yeah, he's the
Dennis
drunk.
Hayden. But yeah, this part's awesome. There's a lot of fucking cameos in this scene. Reggie Bannister, from what I know from Joe Bob, this guy is a fucking knockout good dude too. Reggie. I actually think that we should do Phantasm 2 or 3 for an episode because I fucking love part 2 and 3 of Phantasm. They're
First
so
one's a little
80s.
slow.
Yeah, it is.
The first one is serious. That's a classic.
second
Have you ever seen the
and
fucking
third-
part 2 and 3?
I've only seen the first
There's
one.
lots of gore.
Oh my god. You would love it. Like there's so much special effects. Like have you ever seen that like the picture of the woman with like the weird Freddy face that's coming out of her spine?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's from Phantasm 3, I want to say, or 2. I could be wrong. I am drunk, but that would be a fun one. But okay, we'll get back to the pharmacy scene. But Tammy Lauren, the most interesting thing that I found out about her is her father-in-law is Moshe Weinberg, who
Yes,
is the
I
wrestling.
did read about this.
He was a wrestling coach who was one of the people who was killed in the Munich Olympic Games massacre in 1972. So her husband, Guri Weinberg, is also an actor, and he played his father in the Steven Spielberg movie Munich. In
Fucking
2005, which is a movie
crazy.
about the fucking Olympic Games massacre.
I quite literally don't know what you're talking about. There was a massacre. Like
Yeah,
we don't need to get into
1972,
it, but that's interesting. as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, it was like an Israeli attack, like on the Munich Olympic Games, and like I think like
Sacre bleu.
15 people died or
Yeah.
got shot, taken hostage. But yeah, her father-in-law was one of the men. He was a wrestling coach. He got killed, and then that movie Munich in 2005. I've actually not seen it, but now I want to watch it since doing this research. He played, yeah, like her husband played his father in the movie.
How
I find that so
eerie
interesting.
would that be?
Man, that, like, I feel like good for him for being able to play that role. Like, that must have been very arduous for him, but I've heard it's a great movie. I just haven't watched it yet. My dad really likes it.
My dad really
He had
likes
the
it.
DVD. But the okay, so we're back at the
Here it
pharmacy.
is.
So that's Tom Savini there, eh?
Yeah, Tom Savini we just saw, and
Ooh, that's evil.
oh wait, you know what? I was wrong. Joseph Pilato is the guy from Day of the Dead.
I also love how they have the Wishmaster playing like a bum in the street.
What I want to know is,
Oh,
so
are you gonna smoke?
when
that?
I watched this, like I watched this like a little bit ago, just so I could be refreshed on this movie. So is George Buck Flowers the only guy, the only person who makes it out alive from Wishmaster?
Probably, and that would make sense because who wants to kill George Buck Flowers?
Right? Like, look at him. I love how he runs away like he literally has a shit in his pants.
You know what? I have been saying this for years, but like, why isn't there a documentary about him yet?
Like, every single...
It's coming.
Every
it has to
IMDb
be.
fucking credit he has is like, bum, 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 alcoholic,
There's a
wino,
fucking documentary about Dick Miller. Why isn't there a documentary about George Buck
Flowers?
Flowers?
And he probably has the best Hollywood career in the sense that, you know, we talk about Christian Bale or Daniel Day-Lewis or Matthew McConaughey even, who have done massive changes for their roles, gained and lost and built and bulked and blah, 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 blah. Flowers ain't gotta do shit. He wakes up in the morning, he doesn't have to brush his teeth.
He doesn't even have teeth.
You know what I mean? The man literally rolls out of bed. He has to add
He's like,
dirt
what
to
role
himself.
do I need to play today? A bum? Stretch.
You know, he goes out in his mud pit in the backyard of his mansion,
Right.
and he rolls in the mud pit, and then he fucking goes to work. Like, that's what's up for work, literally.
This is why I want to produce a documentary about him. Like,
But, like-
what a life, man.
But listen, no, but didn't he direct fucking Drive-In Massacre? Like, he directed Drive-In Massacre, I'm pretty sure, and he's also in it.
I actually have that, but
He's
I haven't
in
watched
it.
it yet.
But I'm pretty sure he directed it, or
That's
he wrote it, or
Fucking
something.
hilarious. Bless
he did
George
some
Buck.
stuff.
Buck Flowers.
Blake.
George Buck Flowers. I love you, man. I love you.
Do you know what your name in Indian is? Jagdesh. Good night, Jagdesh.
What?
When they go to India for the wedding, and Elaine gets her nose pierced, and
that's
she
like
gets...
the last season.
You
yeah.
snapped me.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
You
Yeah.
snapped
Snapped me.
me.
You know, peach schnapps. It's pretty good.
Bitch,
Let's
you
admit.
are crazy. Okay, it might be good, but I'm sure I'm not the only one.
It might be good when you're 15.
I was going to
but
say,
not
I've
anymore.
thrown up.
Well, I haven't
Let's
been
be
15 in
honest.
a long time, but you know what? I will give it a shot again. So maybe next recording I'll buy some schnapps.
And we
Oh
can
my
have it
God.
with like a club soda or something.
I would rather have
Schnapps
peach
and
schnapps
soda.
than peppermint schnapps. Fuck that.
Peppermint. Who the fuck drinks that?
Dude, you know what? The two liquors that I don't understand why they exist
two
are the
liquors.
peppermints, the mints, and the chocolate. Chocolate liquor,
Creme
I
de
find
menthe.
I
disgusting.
love
Who the
chocolate
fuck
liqueur.
drinks creme de menthe? Disgusting.
You mix it with Bailey's.
people.
No. You mix it with
Okay,
a
well,
thing or
Bailey's
two.
makes everything taste
Although
delicious.
I do have to say I've drank grasshoppers.
I love
No,
grasshoppers.
no,
No, Yasmina threw up.
no,
Oh,
no.
she can't deal. She can't deal.
They are so good.
For me, the booze I don't understand is
Polar
Fireball.
Polar bears?
Oh, Fireball, that's gross.
Fireball.
See, I'll
all
drink
fucked up.
Fireball, but Polar
And
Bear
Jaeger.
was another
Polar
fucking
Bear and liquid
drink.
cocaine.
Fuck liquid cocaine.
Do you
too.
remember liquid cocaine?
I can't forget liquid cocaine. One time I drank 5 in a row and I barfed outside Mercedes' car on someone's lawn while she was blasting Motley Crue out of their Durango. That's the last time. I will take
I love how you're
actual
like, "That's the
cocaine
last time."
over drinking liquid cocaine. Like, that's
There it
how
is.
much I cannot do that. This Tammy Lauren has a crazy face when she screams. I'll have to say that. Ever since I've been watching this movie, I've always noticed that. Like, she has just an insane face. But she hasn't really done that much acting? Like, I mean, she has, but it's just a lot of like random TV shows, like both recurring characters as well as like single episodes. She was in a few after-school specials.
Oh my god, the after-school special that was called Tattle. When to Tell on a Friend.
I fucking watched all of the after school.
Actually, do you want to know what I gotta say in my notes? After Tattle, When to Tell on a Friend, I wrote fucking snitch.
Right? Snitches get stitches, bitch.
Literally in bold, fucking snitch. Like you were in
You
that.
write your notes like I do. I put jokes in my notes too.
Jokes in my notes.
I
Snitch
jokes
bitch.
in my notes.
But she was in Home Improvement. Yeah. She had a reoccurring role in that.
I
You
gotta
mentioned Tim Allen earlier.
Tim Allen.
Full time.
Speaking of cocaine.
Right? Walker, Texas Ranger.
Tim Allen was arrested in the
Yeah,
70s.
yeah.
His mugshot is badass. I like it.
His mugshot is
cute.
badass.
I can't deny that Tim Allen in the Santa Claus is cute as fuck.
Really? You like Tim Allen?
Yeah, man. No, I mean...
Pure Michigan, man.
Michigan.
Pure Michigan. He's
Pure
the
Michigan.
voice of the Pure Michigan ads. Did you know?
God damn.
What the fuck is Pure Michigan?
It's the ads. You know how it's like, good things grow in Ontario? Okay, well, never mind. There's like commercials.
But for
like-
Michigan.
Yeah,
Excuse
for
me.
Michigan.
You just did what you told us not to
I don't care.
Okay, Morgan, if you don't pour your next drink, I'm gonna feel like an alcoholic all by myself. Oh, I did it all for the Divoff.
What?
The Divoff.
What?
So you can take that Divoff and shove it up your...
What?
Stick it up your...
So he's still a bum.
So he's still a bum.
Wishmaster.
Okay,
is.
guys.
He goes to the School of Medicine.
I lied. George Buck Flowers did not direct Drive-In Massacre, but he wrote it.
Okay, I'm really glad you said that, because in my mind, I was like, holy fuck, can anyone just direct a movie? Like...
Right? You're like, oh, that guy who plays a bum and everything literally directed this?
If you have money.
It's true, though. It's true.
But no, that movie is terrible. But no, he wrote it.
Is it? You know, whenever they put the word massacre after Microwave Massacre...
Microwave Massacre is incredible.
We have to do that
Whenever
movie.
they
That
put
movie's
massacre
incredible.
after Slumber Party Massacre or Sleepover...
Yeah. Oh, but Slumber Party
it's
Massacre
like,
also
whenever you
incredible.
put massacre, it's like, that's going to be a great fucking movie.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, well,
it's a
okay,
massacre, bitch.
but I mean, the premise is like, you know, it's at a drive-in, and there's a guy with like a fucking samurai katana fucking sword.
I would have
fucking
picked a different weapon.
Slicing
Yeah, me
people's
too.
heads off.
Shitty weapon.
They stick their heads out of their cars, and then they get their heads cut off. It's fucking awesome.
Who sticks their head out of their cars at a drive-in?
Somebody's like, "Dut, dut, dut. Hey, are you smoking weed in there? Are you guys making out? You stick your head out.
George Buck Flowers is
Buck
gonna get you
Flowers.
with a samurai sword.
George fuck Flowers.
George Buck Flowers.
You know, we got like a shoulders, we got a flowers, we got a lot of interesting...
Body part.
Interesting? Is a flower a body
A
part?
shoulder is a body part.
Well, a shoulder is. My flower...
Alexandra walks in to fucking where oh dear.
I'd be concerned if it wasn't.
Oh!
Also,
What the fuck?
we did miss the part where she walks in and there's actually the Pazuzu statue in the background, which is kind of... This movie has so many homage.
Yeah.
There it is, Pazuzu again.
Yeah, I just saw it. It's funny because, like, we've known each other for many years, 20, 25 years.
25
And
years.
For a long time, I was trying to get you to watch this movie, and I remember, like, you were like, oh, 97, it must be awful, but I remember lending you my DVD, like, a long time ago, and be like, no, trust me, this movie's awesome, because, like, I love the it just has, like, an intent of fun. Like, the people who made this movie, like, just fucking had fun with it, and that's the vibe that I get. Like, it's gory, it's cheesy, it's like a bunch of different things that makes me think that the crew had a lot of fun while making this movie.
I would hope so.
But I was going to say something about Robert Englund's character. His name is Raymond Beaumont. He was named after Charles Beaumont, who was a writer on The Twilight Zone. And he also wrote screenplays for a lot of George Corman movies. And
George Corman.
Sorry, did I say George?
George
Roger
Foreman!
I'm
It's
sorry.
Foreman!
It's
George Foreman!
Roger Corman.
George Foreman! Sorry. I'm drunk. Fucking Roger Corman. So I just like that they named his character after Charles Beaumont. Like, he also wrote The Haunted Palace with Vinnie P.
You know what, Yaz? I really truly think we are talking a lot about the horror community. Pretty much every time we get together, we talk about how much we love the horror community and being a part of it. And I don't think in any other genre, I mean, yeah, you have, like, people are like, well, the MCU universe, like the Marvel, whatever, like, they all talk, but the horror community is the only community in film where they pay homage to other films that have nothing to do with them. Absolutely nothing. They just respect their forefathers, right? They respect, like, the founding fathers of horror.
I think we actually,
and pay homage.
in our last episode, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, like, they paid homage to that special, the Famous Monsters magazine guy.
Right.
The guy with the big glasses. And, like, these are, like, classic people that started, like, the horror genre. And Charles Beaumont was definitely, like, the Twilight Zone, man. Like, that shit is classic.
They went further than that, though, because apparently, like, it says, like, characters that are named, like, Finney, Beaumont, Derleth, Merritt are all actually references to also science fiction or horror writers like Jack Finney, Charles Beaumont, like you said, August Derleth, and Abraham Merritt.
But you really don't see that in any other genre but horror.
Yeah, it's
really
very
don't.
Specific, but it's very fucking cool.
Proven. We were talking about that fucking guy that I was like, he just stole that guy's name. Like,
Machine Gun Kelly.
Like, earlier,
Right.
I'll just recap before we started recording. Megan said something about this guy, Machine Gun Kelly, and I was really confused.
I don't like him. Let's clarify.
And I was really confused because I was like, well, Machine Gun Kelly's dead. And then you guys were like, no, he's not. He's, like, dating Megan Fox. And I'm like, no. Machine Gun Kelly was, like, a fucking famous mobster during the Prohibition era. And he died in Alcatraz. So, like, when the popular culture that we live in now, like, he's, like, famous or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm confused as an old person. Because, like, I'm, like, thinking, like, the real guy, Machine Gun Kelly, like, the guy who died in Alcatraz. So, like, it's just
Let me just tell you,
like,
though,
but
do you
does
really
this guy
think that
fucking ever
Megan
mention
Fox would be dating, like, a corpse?
a corpse? Maybe. I mean, that's way cooler than this fucking dude. Like, does he tell his fans where he got his name?
Not that I know of. His music is not my shtick at all.
But it's like he just took the name, but then he doesn't, like, does he acknowledge where he got it from? Probably not. And all these young people are like, Machine Gun Kelly, oh my god. And I'm just like, learn your fucking history. That's not who he is. Like, whatever. Anyways, I'm old. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, but he
like,
called the shit poop.
Holy fuck.
Don't put it out with your boots, Ted!
Don't tell me my business, devil woman. But yeah, the horror genre purposefully make
exactly.
homages to the classics, and like the community respects it. And this guy who's in I don't know, is he a rapper?
I don't know what kind of
Actor,
I don't know what kind
like
of music
that
he
genre.
makes,
Do they pay homage to the classics? I don't think so.
But you know what? You make a good point in that when the horror community does it, they do it with purpose.
Bitch.
They do it with purpose in a meaningful way. Whereas, like you said, Machine Gun Kelly probably just thought that's a cool name.
They take a name and then they just don't.
It's not to honor the person. It's a cool name. Whereas in the horror community, they're really honoring their forefathers.
Yeah, I'm a fan of history, and I love that about the horror community. And
non-binary.
I'm so glad you said that. That's such a good point.
You know, So, and that's why our fans listening, like. We haven't met probably 98% of you. We've met quite a few, but we haven't met probably 98% of you. But like, I still feel like we're always a family. Yep, always. Like, the horror community is always a family. 100%. I know if I put up a GoFundMe because Harley needed something, I know for a motherfucking fact the horror community would come through for me, even though we've never met. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah. One of the only good things of social media.
Yeah. Is bonding with
the solidarity.
Y'all psychopaths.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's so true. The support and all that. I love that.
We are the weirdos, mister.
We are. We stick together. Stick together.
Ooh, boobies.
Okay,
she pointed
so
at her boobies.
Unique New York. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
Holy fuck. You guys, I have just polished off an entire bottle.
Not yet. You just got to finish that in your glass.
If I do, I'm gonna vomit all over this microphone.
Hot. Okay, I guess, should we talk about Robert Kurtzman? Mad Dog?
Kurtzman!
Mad Dog is his nickname.
Is
I've
it
read
really?
that in the trivia.
Oh!
That's that drink that Ben loves, right? Ben from Say You Love Satan. Is it that Mad Dog shit?
Oh, Mad Dog is like a fucking malt liquor. Ew.
Yeah, that's
That's like
Ben's
some
drink.
American shit. Ew.
Guys, one time I drank a malt liquor mimosa that I bought from the beer store.
A malt liquor mimosa? Are you kidding me?
Like beer's answer to the mimosa.
Gross. No, thank you. Sick.
I was not okay.
Did you die? Did you
I
drink
was
it
not
and
okay.
perish?
We're actually recording with her zombie
From
right now.
beyond. That's fucking sick.
Well,
You know
yeah.
what? The malt liquor shit that they do is gross though. Like I've had the like booze that they like
Quote, unquote.
the apple one, like the apple like malt liquor, and it's like sick.
But malt liquor is just like the runoff of beer, isn't it? Like malt liquor
It's
isn't...
like beer's like ball sweat.
Yeah, like malt liquor is like not
I actually don't
cool.
really know that much about it. I'm a whiskey bourbon girl.
Well, don't,
Yeah.
Yasmina. You're too far gone. You're already almost.
right, cool.
You're too
a
far
certain-
gone.
I was talking
an
about doing
age,
cocaine
don't-
earlier, and you're like, do not drink malt
Yeah,
liquor.
girl, you suck cocaine up your butthole for all I care, but do not drink malt liquor.
I got it. See, that's why the horror community, we support each other, we're here for each other. Robert Kurtzman, Mad Dog, he's the man killed by the piano. He gets
He's
crushed
the
by
piano
the
man.
piano man. And we were talking about the Raimis. Sam Raimi recommended him for the job. So that's how he got the job. So Robert Kurtzman is a mainly special effects artist. And Jesus fucking Christ. His IMDb is through the roof with incredible
I literally
titles.
have a page and a half of just the movies that he's literally done. Yeah, like, I mean, as a director, obviously, so clearly this is, like, newer territory for him, but, like, as a special effects person, he was in the industry for a very long time, so, yeah, he started his career in 1984 when he moved from Ohio to Hollywood, and he started the K&B Effects group with Greg Nicotero, who, of course, we all know.
And Howard Berger.
Yeah, Howard burgers are delicious.
Yeah, K&B EFX Group. When was that formed? It was like in the 80s or something.
88.
88?
Yeah. And so, of course, they've gone on to work on over 400 films and television projects. The motherfucker won an Emmy.
Yeah, he won a bunch of awards.
Yeah, the Sci-Fi Channel Dune miniseries and an Academy Award for the Chronicles of Narnia shit.
I know, I saw that, and I actually have Frank Herbert's Dune, and I haven't watched it yet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the new Dune as well.
Oh, don't even get me started on
I
that.
saw the fucking...
Boner alert right here.
I saw the preview and I was very, very excited.
I read the book this year, and it blew my fucking mind, and I cannot wait to watch that movie. Anyways, continue.
All right, so Kurtzman, his first like writing project was From Dusk Till Dawn, and he wrote the original story, and he also served as co-producer and created the special effects. As you mentioned before, he's the piano wire guy in this movie, but his list is literally like
It's stupid.
I just want to say from like
ignorant.
a really fucking frustrated personal opinion, and I've felt this way for many, many, many years. Writers in movies deserve more credit than the directors. Like, it's very frustrating to me that the person who wrote these epics, who wrote Citizen Kane, or who wrote Gone with the Wind, or who wrote fucking Heat, like you don't hear about the writers. You hear about the directors and the lead roles.
Right.
And the writers, the director would have nothing to work with were it not for the writers.
I love
it's
how
so fucking
passionately
annoying.
angry you are at this.
Well, no, and it makes perfect sense. Like there is a concerted effort about like for every aspect of it. Like because a director, like I don't know, I don't make movies, but like I always see like a director on his like, you know, in his chair, like being like, okay, you go this way and you do this, and I'm sure that they do more than that. Like,
of course,
everybody's like Steven Spielberg. They worship his fucking asshole for a reason.
I do too. But
of course, but the writer and the screenplay,
that's where it
like
comes
these
from.
things are the visual, like the direction. The director has like the
like
vision,
the Coen brothers
vision.
are bonkers.
The director has the vision,
bonkers.
but like whoever wrote that shit and put that shit to paper first to make the, like, it's like when you read a book, the imagination comes first, right? And then a director would take that imagination and put it to print.
Well, they are rewarded with a lot of money. But I see what you mean. Yeah, the writers, like they're compensated. Don't worry, like they're compensated.
To me, if I wrote, you know what I mean? Like if I wrote, let me just think of something off the top of my head. If I wrote Waterworld. Okay, that's not a good one. When you think about it, to write that, you would have to have a really crazy imagination.
And then who gets all the credit? Kevin Costner.
You know what I mean? It's very frustrating that the initial idea comes from this brilliant mind.
That's why
and then the director gets all the
I'm
credit.
a huge fan of movies that are
Written and
directed
directed.
by the person who wrote it.
That to me is
Michael
a full
Mann
concept.
is one of those people.
like,
It's a full concept.
If you have the vision and you are putting it to paper, then you already know what you want to see.
That's
you
like
already know
my
how this
pipe
person
dream.
looks, who that person is, who's written that character.
Pulp Fiction. What's his name?
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Now he's a big name, right? I have to admit that I have not seen a single bad Tarantino film. They're not my favorite, but I've never seen a bad Tarantino. Because he writes and directs and stars.
Actually,
you know?
Robert Kurtzman, he wrote From Dusk Till Dawn, and as actually the first person to pay Tarantino to write a screenplay. So Tarantino wrote the screenplay and directed From Dusk Till Dawn, and that was the first screenplay that he was paid to write, and it was $1,500.
No, which
Like,
is interesting because to take a story that's already written and make it into a screenplay, to me, I'm very confused.
Okay, so the difference is when you write a story, it's just the story.
Sure.
A screenplay involves like dialogue, action scenes.
But is the dialogue not already in the book?
Not
No.
necessarily.
Okay, wait. You said
For
book.
example,
you mean story?
No, but story. Let's just say Stephen King wrote
So
The
a
Shining.
story is like
the dialogue
okay.
was in The Shining.
Okay, yes, but that's a movie that's based on a book. But like a movie like From Dusk Till Dawn, like when you have the story, like that's like the treatment, right?
Okay.
So the treatment is just the story, and like basically like this is the story, this is what happens. But the screenplay, the screenwriter takes the story and adds the dialogue, adds
and like
the
this,
action.
this scene,
adds,
this
like,
is what this
yeah.
person says. This person says this. This person
that's
walks
not
in
in
this
the
way.
writing.
No,
They don't write the dialogue in. They don't write what the characters say in the
And the
writing.
story? No. The story is like just the story. But like the screenplay is like with the dialogue, and it's very specific. Like a story, you could write a story, let's just say it's 3 pages. A screenplay can be like 120 pages.
yeah, like the screenplay says this guy walks in left.
Sure,
This guy
yes, I
does
get that.
this.
That part I get. But I truly thought that when you write a movie, you know, you write Wishmaster, he wrote, and the djinn sits down and says...
No, that's
That would
not
be
in
the-
the
that's
story.
the
That's the
screenplay.
screenplay.
Yeah.
That's like, those are, the specificities show up in the screenplay.
Yeah, like the
So like if you wrote a story and you paid me to
Yeah.
write the screenplay, then
You'd
that's
elaborate,
the difference.
right? You'd
yeah,
embellish
like I
and-
would write like
well, because it's like a
120
3-page
pages.
story could, like, Stephen King.
Some treatments are only
yeah,
1 page.
Some of Stephen King's like short stories become
like
hour and a half
Joey,
long movies.
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you make
Shawshank,
it, you make it an hour and a half movie. You have to include things that make it that way.
But obviously, if you have a book, then that's like a different scenario. But
Y'all,
like,
I
if
am
you
35 and I have just learned a fact.
can, you can literally write stories and you can like paint. I won't charge you actually, but I'll write the screenplays for you and just pay me in weed.
I will pay you in motorboats,
Yeah.
bitch.
I got some scripts. I'll take the motorboats.
all right, so Kurtzman,
Okay, Ace Ventura, go.
is this of SPX? Is SPF?
Yeah, thanks.
Guys,
SPF
I've
60.
drank a legit bottle of fucking champagne. Critters, The Fly, Night of the Creeps, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Predator, Evil Dead 2, The Blob, Halloween 5, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Horror Show, Night Angel, Yasmina, Night Wish, Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, another movie that we've talked about, Intruder, and the 90s, Dances with Wolves. This one's for you, Megan.
Yeah, bitch.
Bride of Reanimator, Tremors, the Ninja Turtles movie, fucking Exorcist 3, which is kind of weird, Darkman, Misery.
Basically every franchise that ever made it.
Right? Like, the second Ninja Turtles movie, fucking people under the stairs, Dr.
The best one,
Giggles,
Secret of the Ooze.
fucking Army of Darkness, fucking the third Ninja Turtles movie. Did anybody watch it? I'm not even really sure.
I'm sorry. Did I not say at the beginning of this movie, Army of Darkness?
Yes. And the skeleton, it evokes that, right?
Let's go down to hell.
Let's go down to hell. But like, fucking Jason Goes to Hell, Body Bags, The Mask, Time Cop, fucking New Nightmare, fucking Pumpkinhead 2.
Fucking time cop.
In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh, that's it.
Lord of Illusions, Scott Bakula's Rug.
God.
Oh my god, please!
Every one of our favorite. You know what? If we based our entire podcast on his filmography, we would have not Scott Bakula.
I was like, let's talk about Quantum Leap, yo.
I was like, man, it'd be a short podcast, but I'd be super into it.
If we based our entire podcast off of what's his name? I'm sorry, my notes are away.
Scott Bakula.
Not Scott Bakula.
Kurtzman.
Kuntzman.
Mad Dog. Just call him Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, my boy Mad Dog. Like
I'm
the
literally
movies
dying.
would none of them be bad. Like they
No,
would,
they would
they're
all be
all-
incredible.
You missed one, actually, Morgan.
Well, because I cut her off.
Like, no, I know, I stopped.
I
Like,
cut her off.
Skinner, Mortal Kombat, fucking Vampire in Brooklyn from Dusk Till Dawn, Spawn,
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation, very important film.
We still have to make Morgan watch that, by the way.
Blade. This guy did
I think
everything.
you did miss one. The Hidden.
What, did he also do the effects
Yes.
on The Hidden?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he did the effects on Hidden, but the guy Shoulder did the directing for the second Wishmaster movie.
Blade,
Right?
very interesting though.
Stephen Dorff.
You know, I gotta. It's a shame that movies that were really, really big at that time have not. Like, kids still talk about, kids these days still talk about, Scream, for example. But kids these days do not talk about Blade. Why?
Yo, Blade was badass.
Blade
they're
was
young and
fucking
stupid.
sick. Like, Blade was sick.
Fucking love
Chris
Blade,
Christopherson? Oh,
It-
baby.
Dude, seriously,
Millennium.
Stephen Dorff, don't even get me started on Stephen Dorff. Like, holy fuck.
And Wesley Snipes. I mean, I thought he was, like, when I was about, 12, 13, I mean, I had inappropriate crushes on older men. My teacher told me I used to be obsessed with The Rock when I was in grade 7 and grade 8, and I skipped class to go to Toronto to meet him. It's a whole thing. But I...
Megan.
Wait a minute, I met him
You met Dwayne Johnson?
at his book signing.
Excuse me.
My
He has a book. He can read.
My cokehead
write.
dad pulled me out of school to go meet him in Toronto, and
You know
I
what?
did.
Let me tell you,
And
that
a photo?
that is amazing.
I do at home like a
Okay, so I'm
Like
gonna
an
like
actual
fucking
Snapchat.
call your mom and be like, can you please
Can you
find
give
this
us
photo?
I know.
the dish on Megan?
I know, and so
Please.
but it's like
So you should be the Rock with for Halloween in the fanny pack.
oh
and the
I
turtleneck.
would so the thing is in elementary I had on my binder I will have the Rock's babies and I was in grade 8. I was in grade 8, bitch. So my teachers were like that's inappropriate and
You're
I was
like,
like I don't understand
I'm
why.
calling your parents.
Because
so
I did
that's
not in grade 8 I did not
inappropriate.
equate having someone's baby with fucking them.
Right.
Like
I
I
this
didn't
in
I
grade
didn't
8.
I was just like I want to have his baby. I'm going to be his baby mama, but to me that wasn't a 40-year-old man's going to fuck 13-year-old me. Like I didn't think about that,
dear.
you know?
Oh dear.
I forget where we started.
Well, you know what? I support your crush, Megan. So you should not feel guilty because of that teacher's words.
Fuck Fuck you, Mr. Walsh. He's dead, but fuck you.
I have one thing to say about him, and then we can move on to my boyfriend Divoff. His directorial debut is a movie that I really want to own, and it's called The Demolitionalist.
Demolitionalist?
Yes,
There are too many
Demolitionalist.
syllables there.
And there's a lot of the same crew that worked on
fascinating.
Wishmaster,
Okay.
that worked on the Demolitionalist. And I really wanted it on VHS because it's just one of those like Vindicator type, like shitty, trashy sci-fi
I
fucking
like
movies.
that.
And
like
it's about like a
that.
woman who gets resurrected and puts cyborg parts on her body
Love
to, I don't know, kill people.
I love
looked
it.
into it, but I don't really
like
remember the
it.
plot. But obviously, me and Morgan, like, we're huge fans of like the like shitty, trashy, like
The
90s
worst
like sci-fi
shit.
cyborg movies. So I definitely want to watch that. But I think it's time. It's time
Are
to
we
get
gonna-
into Andrew.
Divoff,
We're like
Divoff.
half Divoff, Divoff. I have been waiting for this moment. We're like halfway through the episode, and it's
Wishmaster
time.
like you.
That was beautiful, guys.
Thanks.
Um,
We'll serenade you any
yeah,
day.
so-
Why do I feel like he was in a Star Trek series, although I don't think he ever was?
No,
like
I don't
he
think
has
he
that.
was.
He wasn't, because in my research I never found
Right.
that. But like my soul tells me that he should have been almost the Q. Wouldn't he would have been a great Q.
John
I was thinking that
Delancey
maybe
did
that
it
you had, like-
perfectly.
Oh,
I thought maybe like you felt like
don't.
one of the Q. Yasmina, he would have been one
Okay.
of the Q.
If he was one of the Q, that's cool, but not John Delancey because he did it perfectly.
You're fucking fuck you in your
Yeah, I
trivia.
had a
Fuck
huge
you!
crush on Q, man, when I was a kid.
I love Q.
I fucking love Q. We could seriously like have a Star Trek podcast.
I know,
but
we
we're
actually
not
talk about
getting
it every time.
We literally
Because
just,
she looks like
can't
7
stop
to 9.
talking.
She does
She
actually.
does, I know.
There's a little bit of that for sure.
Tammy Lauren definitely has a 7 of 9
Vibe.
resemblance. But yeah, so Andrew Divoff. Okay, so I just want to say that I have always kind of been a fan of him, and I was very disappointed when he canceled the last Frightmare in the Falls that we did a live show at. I believe was Army of Darkness. That episode that we did at Frightmare in the Falls.
You know
he
what?
was
I
supposed to be a guest.
had no idea.
He was supposed to be a guest.
mimosas that day.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then you fucking like hung out with Mike. What's his name? From,
Michael Rooker.
No,
Oh,
no,
that was a different
a
day.
different. That was a Comic-Con. No, you hung out with Mike Hughes, the guy from Pet Sematary. You guys like became best friends that day. But that day, that weekend, that con, that fucking event was Andrew Divoff was a guest, and he canceled that week, and I was so disappointed. Like, I was like, Witchfinger, I'm not playing a live show anymore. Like, I'm not going. But I just want to say that, like, this is another reason why I love this podcast is it forces me to do a lot of research, and I recently discovered that I love Andrew Divoff for much more reasons now since I have done my research, and fucking bless this man.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, I was like, okay, we're doing the Wishmaster movies, and like literally the last time that I thought about this guy was when we watched Extro 3, and I was like, we were like, oh my god, it's Wishmaster!
Extro 3.
Ha ha ha! Hilarious. But then doing research, I was like, oh man, like this Divoff is the star of this fucking show.
Divoff is the star
He's
of
actually
my life.
much more interesting
Wow.
than I had ever imagined.
He
No,
is
he's much
such
more
a
interesting
fucking-
than I ever imagined.
He is such a fucking good, humble human being that deserves to be on this planet. So I'm gonna get into it. He was born in Venezuela. Wow! He can speak
Represent.
9 languages.
Englund,
He was
right?
fascinated by linguistics at an early age.
His father was Russian, by the way.
Yes. And he speaks Russian in the second Wishmaster in the bar.
Yeah.
What's cunnilingus? Oh. It's the same thing. Sorry, I knew it was the same thing.
I like that I just had to make the noise that you got it. You whore.
You whore!
I was thinking of Mean Girls, like, boo, you whore.
Whore podcast.
He tutored students at the University of Spain and then further studied languages at Georgetown University.
Spanish was his first language, by the way.
Yeah, English wasn't even his first language. And he actually had a Russian accent for a long time in his early ages, but then when he moved to America, the accent kind of dissipated, but he can still bring it back, like, at will. Like,
right.
Well, I mean, if your father is Russian, like, I'm sure you could
that's
be
like
like,
us.
oh,
We
I'll
can do
just,
any
like,
Canadian. Like, we be like,
sound
oh,
like
yeah,
my dad.
let's go on,
Yeah.
drink
Yeah.
some maple syrup, you know, like, we can do it,
Drink
so he can
some
do it.
maple syrup.
Yeah, and suck the teat off the tree and all.
Tim Hortons, eh?
Yeah. It took him about 3.5 hours to put on the makeup, and I think it took about like an hour and a half to take it off. But I didn't know this. He was in Neon Maniacs. So Neon Maniacs is a movie that I think we should do for an episode. I've actually only seen it once.
Yeah, he's like the surgeon guy.
So he's like the demonic surgeon in Neon Maniacs. I feel like you, Megan, would love this movie because it's
Is it
just
like The
it's like
Dentist?
no, like it's like one of those movies that has like a bunch of different demons that each have different like characteristics, and then at the end of the movie there's like a show where they're in a band, they like play a show. Right? Yeah, I've only seen it once. It was a really long time ago, but apparently Andrew was pissed off at the director about the movie because they used real dead pigeons.
No, my
And he
friend.
was like,
right? He was like, this
"No."
is animal abuse. Fuck
Yeah.
that. So then-
P.S. I just want to pause for a
That's it.
second. We're at the scene where like we're in his lair, and
Can
it
you-
looks like the Predator's spaceship in Predator 2.
It does. And you
Yeah.
know what? That creature that just came up looked like Pumpkinhead a little bit.
Yeah, I love how his dreads move like tentacles.
his little like weird like penis
Like
tendril.
penile.
Yeah.
You know, I was literally just thinking, living inside that talisman, that gem, seems pretty sick. Like,
I'd
this
be
is
okay
pretty
with it.
It
sick.
probably wouldn't be that
Put
bad.
some posters up on the.
Yeah, right.
Walls,
Like,
looks
I would like
alright.
light some incense or something.
Yeah.
but it's pretty
Looks like
sick
it'd be
in
alright.
there.
Yeah. But yeah, so Andrew, it's funny because like I've always had like a admiration, I guess, like for him, but it was never sexual until now.
I was gonna say dun dun dun.
Until now. So I recently watched like I actually just think I watched another 48 Hours last year, and like holy eek, Andrew Divoff is so hot in another 48 Hours, and he kind of looks like him in Graveyard Shift.
Oh.
And with the long hair and the mustache, like, totally gives me Josh Brolin vibes.
Oh.
And
You're like,
look at the shit. Like,
Absolutely.
excuse me, Andrew, long hair and mustache with like a little fucking like goatee here.
That is very much Brad Pitt. The mustache with the little goatee is very much Brad Pitt, a la Interview with the Vampire. In between Interview with the Vampire and Legend of the Falls, he had that long hair with the little, you know, it's very much like mid-90s.
Look at that.
Very sexy. Very sexy.
Yes.
Oh, what a sexy man.
pull up
Dude.
the Graveyard Shift gift. Like that shit.
So,
Yeah, dude, like, holy fuck. Like, it's funny because, like, I just liked him because I'm like, yeah, he's, like, Wishmaster. Nyeh. But the more research I did on him and, like, his actual, like, what he does in his personal time with, like, all of his, like, philanthropy and, like, activism stuff, like, I was like, okay, not only are you Cherry Gantz in another 48 Hours, Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte, great movie.
Nick Nolte.
It's a great fucking
Bet.
movie, and he's like the main like bad dude in it. He actually got the role. Okay, this is incredible, you guys. He found out that he got the role for another 48 hours when he was vacationing in Berlin on the day of the tearing down of the Berlin Wall. So what he did, when he found out that he got the role, he celebrated by getting drunk at a pub, and then he went to the fucking event and grabbed a sledgehammer and fucking destroyed the wall.
He was
with
part of
other
that
people.
shit?
Andrew Divoff
Incredible.
fucking helped destroy the Berlin Wall.
Wow. That is
I'm
the
not
most
even,
epic
and
thing.
like there's more. Like, holy shit. He also is a massive environmentalist activist. He formed a logging crew in 1992, which was focused on removing dead or dying trees from beetle infestation, and also became a partner in Verdant Resource, who hold a patent for wind-powered water pumps in the Alpine Water Company. So what he did was he got a government grant and he supplied running water to the small mountain community.
I love him.
Yes. He's like infinitely like much more sexier than ever.
And you know what's bizarre? Did you find any Seinfeld ties
to Divoff? No.
to this movie at all?
To
No.
this movie?
This might be the very
No.
first movie.
There could have been, but to be
other
honest, I
than
didn't really get that
Mr.
detail.
Sabali and Spookies and all like the
Yeah, those people.
the first season
Yeah.
we'd call it of our
Yeah.
podcast. The first season wouldn't have any Seinfeld references,
No.
but again, there's Tony Todd. But his face is very much like, so you're trying to tell me he was never in Star Trek, never in Enterprise, never in Voyager, never in Deep Space Nine. He was also never in Seinfeld, but look at that face.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a face made for TV.
Well, he is,
is.
like, also because of like his linguistics, he is usually a Russian terrorist in a lot of roles.
Yeah, like he's been typecast. In
He's
a
been
lot of shit
typecast
just
as like
because
a
of
How
that.
is he
which
on
is
Air
funny.
Force One then?
Yes,
Like,
so
he
he
should
is
have
the
been in
Russian
this shit.
terrorist in Air Force One, and
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was legit.
yeah, he was.
Like,
I thought
he was the bad guy in Air Force One.
Yeah, and like,
Actually.
which is funny because like when he first started his acting career, he intended to want to play like heroes. But because he can speak
just
all
a
these
villain.
fucking languages, they were like, Russian terrorist, let's hire Andrew.
Because Americans never want the English-speaking people to be the villains.
Right, of
It's
course.
always the foreign-speaking
It's
people
the
who are the villains.
Russians.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a lot more domestic
Ridiculous.
terrorists.
Hello.
Fucking ridiculous.
But yeah, he is just like an all-around incredible man. In 2014, he started his own craft beer called the Gin's Hella Brew.
Shut you up.
I am
right
not going to shut up. He sold, get this, he sells the beer to benefit charities.
What a
Yes,
lovely
and
human.
then in 2017, he started his own brewing company with, it's called 3 Marm Brewing, with his fucking logging crew buddies that supplied the water to the mountain people. And the tap room should be open soon in Crestline, California. I'm assuming it's probably delayed because of the pandemic, but that is going to be a location that I will visit in my lifetime. He also does sculpting and oil painting on his own time.
Who is this man?
I don't know, but I want to marry him. I actually seriously fucking love this man so much. He also, did you know, penned a script for Wishmaster 3.
Yes, I was actually going to say this is a very important part of the whole thing.
Was it used?
Yeah, so he
No,
wrote...
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. So... No, sorry, my so was like, yeah, so here's my paragraph.
Oh.
Bitch. But yeah, so his movie was called Wishmaster: The Third Millennium, which had a Y2K theme involving American warships in Asia that gets hit by a missile, and then there's also a meeting going on at the UN, and monsters come to life, and like shit gets
lot.
crazy.
They just like decimate
It's-
people at the UN.
There's a lot
lot.
of shit going on. So the script also had like gargoyles on buildings coming to life and like coming down the street and stuff. The script wasn't options, and then so he was kind of like, fuck this shit.
And that's why he didn't
I'm
come back
not
as
doing
the Jin.
any more movies. Yeah, so he was
Yeah.
like, he wanted to write the script, and wow! So that actually, his head just popped off there. That was Kurtzman. Kurtzman's head just popped off.
This is also some Hellraiser 3 vibes. Like at the bar scene at the club, at the metal club.
Absolutely.
This is exactly the same fucking scene.
Where everyone gets fucked up.
Like the end, like carnage scene here.
Kind of like that scene you're waiting for the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is so much happening.
So much
here.
gore and decimation. It's awesome. But yeah, Andrew Divoff, he was also in Mac and Me.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so Mac and Me is a movie that I haven't seen since I was a kid, but the only thing I remember is obviously the kid in the wheelchair that fucking goes over the cliff.
Yeah.
So that's a movie
Wait,
I
wasn't
would
that Friday
revisit.
the 13th?
That too.
Wasn't that also Don't Go
But
Into
that
the
was
Woods?
He goes down
like stairs.
Many
But like in Mac and Me, the kid actually gets like fucking like pushed over a cliff. Like,
does he die?
I don't know, but I just know that Paul Rudd loved to share that scene whenever he was on Conan O'Brien.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. Paul Rudd is eternal.
Yes, he is. He is a vampire.
Holy
He's a vampire.
shnikes.
But yeah, Andrew was also in a Graveyard Shift, and he's holy fucking shit, so hot in Graveyard Shift. Muscles everywhere. I want to touch his penis. Extra 3 is awesome. I love all 3 Extra movies. Obviously, the first one, we have to do that for an episode.
It's
have to.
Weird.
We have to.
Yeah,
It's
weird.
I love it. It's so good. I did it for the Rewind Zone, like as the vlog for Rue Morgue. Like, it's just absurd. And but the third one is just like, it just takes place in the jungle. It's like in Florida or some shit.
Yeah.
He's also in Nemesis 4, which is the craziest one.
Yeah,
The one with the woman.
The Hunt for Red October. Which he probably plays a Russian guy.
Probably. He probably plays a Russian. He's in a lot of movies with that fucking Das Boot guy. Jurgen? Is his name Jurgen?
Yes.
I don't know his last name, but I just call him Das Boot. I just know him
Jürgen Flurgen.
It's Jürgen Flurgen.
It is Jürgen something, though.
That's all I know. Jürgen.
Yeah.
But they're buds, and he was also in a movie that I cannot find anywhere on VHS. If somebody can please find me this Albert Pugh movie, Hong Kong 97, with Andrew Divoff and Robert Patrick, I would greatly appreciate it, because there is like one copy on eBay, but it's in American dollars.
Fuck
and
eBay.
It's a lot of shipping monies, and then there's like Laserdisc copies like floating around, but like why can't I find this movie? Please, just somebody send it to me.
Oh, 7 of 9 and Freddy Krueger are having a thing. Oh, there it is. Oh. It's Poltergeist 2. Okay, so it's 7 of 9, Freddy Krueger and Poltergeist 2.
Yeah, you know what?
Walk into a bar.
There's a lot of there's a lot of tentacles in this.
And grants you 3 wishes. What do you do? Also, we were talkie during the Kane Hodder kill scene.
We were, and let me tell you something about that scene. I think the worst part about it is his beard. Did anybody?
I thought you were gonna say the CGI.
No, I mean the CGI itself is terrible, but like his beard is literally cut from the bottom of the lobe of his ear, all the way across to the mustache.
That is hilarious.
It is literally
that you noticed that.
the worst fucking shave job I've ever seen in my life. Like it's terrible.
And but here we are in Mortal Kombat.
Right? I literally...
I was just thinking that.
That was Shredder, actually. I'm pretty sure that it just walked by.
Yeah, this is Mortal Kombat when we're waiting for that lizard creature. Fuck! Yasmina...
Reptile?
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I love this scene. I feel like the way that they made all the statues coming to life like this, it's so just like, it all looks awesome.
So I also love how they exemplify and personify the fact that, like, CIA, FBI agents are useless as fuck and a bunch of pussy-ass bitches.
Yeah.
Like, they're always fucking like, I guess I'll just point and shoot.
They're so sad.
Mere mortal humans, like, you cannot defeat statue Genghis Khan. But you know what I love about the Kane Hodder scene is, like, it's funny because, like, the beginning of this movie is so heavy on practical effects. And then that shit, when he fucking turns into glass and like the CGI is
explodes
so
out.
like, but that's what I love about this movie is that like you can just tell that they had fun with it. You know what I mean? They were like, it's so versatile in that way. That was just like, we're gonna put all this work towards this skeleton coming out of like this
That's the important
body,
part.
but then like, let's fucking have like a stupid death with like horrible CGI and Kane Hodder getting I don't know what the word would be, like, how do you die by glass like that?
Like, he just turned
Right.
into, like, glass and then
It
it
shattered,
shattered.
yeah.
It was very bad.
It was so cartoony, and he's
Yeah,
like, oh.
no. I actually think that Screaming Mad George painted that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I saw in the credits,
Love him,
the other
yeah.
night when I watched this, like, I noticed that I'm pretty sure that he did a lot of the paintings in this. So the painting at the end
Whoa.
where her sister is in it and, like, Wishmaster's like, she's on fire, bitch, and she's, like, burning. Like, he painted that. And also, I'm pretty sure he painted the CGI, like, painting.
No way! Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Fucking bless Screaming
Right?
Mad George too. I
Right?
just recently watched Children of the Corn Part 3.
Right, yeah, you were
and I
saying
was
that.
like,
Love
what
it.
the fuck? How have I never... It's funny because, like, I just never really paid that much attention to those, like, that series because, like, their kids just kick them in the neck. But the third one is all about the special effects, and
Yeah.
it's because of Screaming Mad George.
He does a great job.
What a wonderful fucking man.
Fuck
He's
you.
in
What
a
a
band
wonderful-
and they're great.
fucking man!
What a wonderful human being.
I feel drunk.
Me as well.
Okay, well, it's a perfect time for you to talk about part 3.
Yes. So I want to talk about part 3. So again, I bring up the fact that I'm a little bit younger than these broads, which means, you know, the 2000s were very much like my jive. Like, I had skinny eyebrows and I straightened my hair with a fucking iron, my mom's clothes iron. You know what I mean? Like, I was part of that whole scene. Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, that was my jam. And so, 3 was very much... There's that painting.
Yeah,
no,
the
I
painting
just
that
saw
he
it,
did,
yeah.
It's good. It's not great.
It's okay.
Yeah,
To
so,
society.
you know? So the third one I really appreciate because I come from
Wait,
the era
hang on.
of-
You appreciate the third one?
Yeah.
Continue.
Because, you know,
I just had to process that.
it's like very much like urban legend or...
That is that movie. It's urban legend. It takes place on a university campus, and it's exactly like, I totally got that when I tried
Right?
to watch it. I didn't finish it.
It's like when I first watched it, I related to it. But when you watch it again, it's like, okay, the soundtrack is shit. The
and you're like,
acting
where's
is shit.
Jared Leto?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing. There are very
Because Jared
few.
Leto was in Urban Legend.
Was he?
Joshua Jackson was.
That was a big deal.
Well,
in
listen,
2000.
if Jared Leto was in it, it would be like...
And the
better.
chick from like Felicity, she had like the curly hair. She
Vaseline.
too.
Was she in those Vaseline
Give
commercials?
me the Vaseline.
I don't know, one of those products.
Vaseline.
No, you're thinking of Neutrogena.
That's it.
Neutrogena. Neutrogena.
Vaselina! Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I mean,
A jawbreaker. That's all I'm like.
I
Fuck
am
that
okay.
Get Hard. Fuck that movie. Yes. Fuck that movie. That movie scares the shit out of me. That movie scares the shit out of me. You know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Creature features, Wishmaster, Warlock, Freddy, Jason, bring it on. But when it comes to bullies killing people, I can't deal with, like, gun
get that.
violence. I can't deal with. Bullies killing people, I can't deal with. Like, give me a monster movie any day. But Jawbreaker? Bitch, no. Like, bitch, no.
But you're okay with Boyfriend and Wishmaster 3 turning into an angel?
Literally, I love it.
Oh my
I love
god,
it.
I love you so much.
Why is the Wishmaster's earlobe so long? Can we
Right?
talk about this?
I feel like he was part of a culture.
Used to be spread.
like his
that-
earlobes are like 3 inches
But if
long.
he's you know, historical and medieval and
Maybe
No,
we should
from
reach
a
out to
different
Will Smith.
time.
He might know.
why the fuck would Will Smith know?
because he's a genie.
He was the genie in the new Aladdin.
For some reason, I was like, is this a Men in Black thing? What am I missing?
It's like an Aladdin thing.
I was like, is it because him and his wife fuck other people? What are we talking about?
They fuck other people with big earlobes. Duh.
I don't fuck her pussy, Jada. I fuck her ear, okay?
Well, I mean, hey, like a stretched ear, like
Did you know that your mouth and lips are the same
Skin
tissue
as your asshole?
as your asshole and vagina?
yeah, that doesn't
I did-
surprise
I
me.
That's why
did.
men love blowjobs.
But that's why I love you, because now I love knowing that.
Yeah, so when you lick the inside of your mouth, that's what it would feel like if you licked the inside of your own colon.
Or like just another asshole.
Well, except for all the poo that would be involved, so no.
Well, I mean,
when
doesn't
I poo,
usually
my
just
poo...
hang out at the end of your asshole.
Well, in your colon, it
No. When I
does.
poo, I clear it out every time.
Well, every single molecule.
I give myself an enema every time I poo.
Oh,
she has coffee enemas.
Y'all.
I'm a vegan, bitch. I shit 8 times a day now,
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
clean. When I wipe, it's okay.
So what
you know
happens
what?
if you shit 8 times a day and you're not vegan? Because I might have a problem.
Well, it means that you have a... Oh, it's a dick up your ass.
I wish. Wishmaster.
I'm fighting myself.
But like, okay, seriously, let's go back to Wishmaster 3. Like, I do want to talk about
Yasmina
part
needs
2.
to know. It's like a dirty secret. Like, please tell us more.
Okay, sorry.
I'm done my fucking bottle of wine, by the way. Or
Well, yeah,
whatever
I'm
it was.
already
Want
drinking
some
fucking
more
Pink
wine?
Whitney.
Ah, no, I'm fine.
Have Pink Whitney.
Right now.
Here, have a sip of this.
Girl, I'm good.
I
Did
want you
you-
to have a
do
sip
you like
of it.
it?
Yeah, I really like it. But I want, if I have a whole bottle and then some, Morgan has to have a whole bottle and then send some.
Hey,
Oh,
that's not
oh,
bad.
never
It's
mind.
really good.
I was
Dude,
like,
I'm telling you,
I was like,
ginger
what
ale
glass
is
this. Oh,
ginger
wait.
ale is
Here's
the
the
liquid
Google
of the gods.
The elixir of the gods.
But
Morgan,
like, I do want to
please
talk
have
about
some.
I'm
Wishmaster
listening.
2, but Wishmaster 3, I tried,
I know you did.
and like, I fucking
that's
shut that shit
Lovely.
off.
Tastes like Pez.
Pez. But the second that the boyfriend, like, fucking turns into an angel, I was, like, done. I was done. I just, like, I checked out.
to me, what that equates to for current media is when Rob Zombie makes his wife riding a white horse in Halloween 2.
I
Do you remember
blocked
that
it.
scene?
I blocked it out.
In Halloween, he did Halloween, which was
literally never
great.
seen it.
Rob Zombie's Halloween was great. Halloween 2, he had his wife out of nowhere. It was never in the original script. He wrote his wife into appearing as an angelic figure on a white horse in the asylum for some reason. And so I find that, like, that scene in Wishmaster 3 is very much
It's like the pointless, like, indulgent shit that you're like.
except for Rob Zombie should have learnt from that mistake and
Right.
not duplicated it in his wife for no reason showing up in Halloween 2.
So what you're saying is that Rob Zombie
Should stop
has
making movies?
never seen Wishmaster 3.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I
Probably
shouldn't
true.
say he should stop making movies because I know a lot of you listeners are probably big fans of his movies, but I'm gonna say he
Well,
should
you
stop
know
making
what?
movies.
That's too bad.
I mean,
It truly is.
although I never saw that Witches of Salem or whatever it's called.
Let me tell
I
you,
never saw it.
I'm pretty sure that I made my intentions about Rob Zombie very clear. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the second...
I love his
fucking-
music.
The second episode that we ever did, I don't even know what fucking episode it was. I was
The
like,
Willies.
I was like, fuck Rob Zombie. Yeah, of
I
course you
know.
would remember. Anyways, it was early on. I was like,
His
I
music
just-
is really good.
you know what?
Really good.
You know what? I don't ever want to poo-poo on anybody's art because I am an artist myself. I'm an artiste!
True that, girl.
Meh.
However,
But-
well, you know what? When you take a movie
Don't
that
let
wasn't
that-
originally yours, though,
Yeah, but
right?
like what I choose to believe it that I am inspired by or that I enjoy or whatever, it's my own business. I am not a fan of his material.
I vibe with you
That's
with
it.
that because I personally, we've talked about this, but not for a long time. I am a huge White Zombie fan and love Rob Zombie's music, but the movies vary for me. I have,
Pretentious.
There were many things that I found
it depends for me. Like every
super
movie is very
derivative about
different.
it.
They are.
I I have like specific opinions for each one, but I also haven't cared to watch the latest two.
Devil's Rejects, I can't watch. Devil's Rejects scares the holy hell out of me.
I think that
Devil's
one was
Rejects
done
is raw.
very well.
It's raw and gory, but again, I've said it before. Literally in this episode, human violence I don't like.
Yeah,
until the Devil's
that.
Rejects is pure human on human
Dude, the
violence.
part with the chick from the Three's Company, like that scene was hard to watch.
where she had to fuck the gun.
The
that the
thing
scene?
that I
Yeah,
appreciate about Devil's Rejects is the
Gross.
way that it was shot. But we'll get into this. Like, if anybody wants to know my opinion about Rob Zombie movies, just message me, because like I could literally talk about it for like 20 minutes, and I do want to talk about Wishmaster too.
For sure.
But for sure, definitely, like I love
The
Rob
nepotism
Zombie as
needs
a
to
human
stop,
being.
though.
I agree with that.
That's it.
But definitely, like, I love him as a musician. I don't love him as a movie maker. However, let's digress. So obviously Rob Zombie has never seen Wishmaster 3. So let's move on to Wishmaster 2. And then I want Megan to end the episode talking about Wishmaster 4. Because she's the only one that's seen part 4.
You know
me
what?
and Megan haven't.
Bless
me and
your
Morgan, sorry.
fucking heart.
Fucking M names.
I stopped at
Okay,
number
but
two.
I want to talk about number 2. Okay, so number 2... Okay, obviously number 1 is the best, in my opinion. But part 2, holy fuck, it's so entertaining. It's still so fucking hilarious. Like, the kill scenes are incredible. Like, the fucking guy who wishes to walk out of the jail cell, and he, like, crushes through the tiny slot.
That's crazy.
Like, that part is
That shit
hilarious.
is like probably
But
the best
not
shit.
even as good or funny as the part when the lawyer fucks himself.
That's the best part.
The
That's the
shit,
best
man.
part.
Like, that fucking... Like, who... I have never seen that in a movie ever. And I applaud that scene so much, because like when he's actually fucking himself, like I even love the noises that the lawyer's making. Like he's like,
yeah, that's fucking gross.
And like the guy from Strangeland is just like,
it's
yo man,
gross.
fucking you okay, man? Like what the fuck, man? Like it's so fucking good, and like I love that like the concept of him going to prison makes so much sense, because like that is it's so intelligent that they thought of that, because like inmates would be such easy prey for a genie, because like obviously their wishes would be to get out of jail, so it would just be like fucking like free souls for him.
But also the comedy is free reign. Like
Love
in a
it.
jail cell, like the comedy was free reign. Every death was goddamn hilarious.
So fucking funny. Even like we mentioned earlier, but when he's just like the head with like the little arms.
Hilarious.
When he comes out of the jewel. But I gotta say that, like, what's her name? Morgana! She's such a fucking cunt, man. Fuck her. Like, her character is such a shitty person, because she... first of all, at the beginning of the movie, her and her boyfriend, like, they go, rob a museum and they steal some shit, and then the security guard kills her boyfriend, and then she kills the security guard. And then later on, she's like, oh, why? And it's like, oh, maybe just, like, don't be a thief.
Yeah,
Like, you got what you deserve,
It's kinda
bitch.
karma.
Like, fuck you. And I love that there's a hot priest, and they fuck, and I love that, like, at the end of the movie, her character is, like, divine, and, like, she starts to wear cream-colored white clothing, and all of a sudden, she's, like, not a whore. And
I hate that.
I know, but I will say my favorite thing about part 2 is the makeup, like that they put on him as the djinn looks awesome. Like when he's just standing as the djinn, the prosthetics that they put on his body and his face are like just a tad heightened compared to the first one. Like you can tell
little
that
bit more
they
evil.
upgraded a little bit. But I also, one last thing I just wanted to say about part 2 is, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like, do you remember the part where her hot preacher fucking guy, when they're on his like spaceship, sorry, like the Jin's like Predator spaceship, and they make the preacher dude like be Jesus like on the cross, and he's like getting off.
As most priests would.
Do you remember? Like, so he's got like the crown of thorns, and he's on his cross, and he's supposed to be suffering, but he's like,
he is a
like
masochist?
he's making like fucking that dude has a boner for Jesus, which proves that crazy Christians want to fuck Jesus.
Is that the word? He's a masochist. When you like paint on yourself, it's no masochist is when you like providing
That
pain
too,
to
yes,
others,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
No. When you like into yourself.
Yeah,
like,
masochist. Yeah. Like.
But then, like, later, the Jinn is just like, or I'll make him suffer. And then Morgana is like, no, stop. But before that, like, he's like,
He's like, yeah, I jizz for
like,
Jesus.
he's like,
I jizz for Jesus.
She's got a boner for Jesus, man.
You know what's funny is as you're saying that the second Wishmaster makeup was incredible, all I can think in preparation for talking about the fourth is how abysmal the makeup for the fourth movie is in comparison. Again,
I've never even seen a photo.
Again, I kind of it's okay. Like I like it, but the makeup it's frustrating because when you're dealing with a series that has been successful enough to get to a number 4, why does it get worse? I don't understand
Smaller
that.
budget, maybe?
Yeah, but that's what I don't understand. Like, as far as the Freddy movies and the Jason movies, when you got to number 4, you were kind of almost peaking. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you were waiting for that, like...
Dream Master, so good.
Right? Like, you're everyone's going to the theater now. They know the character. They know the storyline.
But then this was like...
It very much was like a steep decline. Like, the makeup is very much like, it's not as wet.
Is it the same dude that...
Which
played
I find
him
is
in
important.
The third one, I don't even know anything about the third one at all.
I'm not sure if it's the same dude. I don't know because I don't know the third one that well, as well as I know the fourth one, which is really sad.
I should actually, you know what? I should give it a shot.
Here's a photo, and
it's just very dry. Like the makeup is very. It's almost like, you know how Hellraiser, when it went straight to DVD.
Yeah, the fourth one. Yeah.
You know, it was
the budgets
like,
get smaller, and then like the expectations.
They're kind of just regurgitating.
Is there anything good about it?
Yeah. I mean, yes, there is. The main guy, like the main character, he was in a few things. I have it in my notes here. He was in Battlestar Galactica. That's a thing that was popular.
Dude, that show was fucking awesome.
How I Met Your Mother, which was very funny. Yasmina made me watch
Encyclopedia.
What do you like most about pandas? Their meat is delicious.
Oh my god!
Right? Their meat is delicious.
Silence!
Silence!
Okay, How I Met Your Mother is actually a hilarious show. And I'm so glad you said that because I forgot about the panda meat.
So he was in a few things. Again, it just seemed like a very regurgitated storyline. I love that I'm still in the panda.
I'm sorry. I'm like, holy fuck, man. Like, processing this. Like,
Who
me
is
and Megan,
Tammy?
dude. Okay, me and Megan.
We used to say this all the
We lived
time.
together for 2 years, and we watched a lot of How I Met Your Mother. And there's like an episode where like, I don't like. What happens in the episode? I can't remember, but like, they're always like trying to hit on girls, and I think was it Neil Patrick Harris that was trying to hit on the girl?
Of course,
was, like,
always.
And she's like a newscaster woman talking about like pandas, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm really interested in pandas.
No. It was the awkward. It was what's his name?
Jason Segel.
No.
Ted.
Ted. It was Ted.
And
because
so
their meat
media
is delicious.
Holy fuck! Oh fuck! Okay, sorry. We're like sidetracking
That gives
here,
me
man. Like,
reminds me of a story, but I'll tell you afterwards.
their meat is delicious.
About eating endangered species, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, we're gonna make
Morgan.
Morgan watch this scene
I
later.
didn't.
Is it because you're verified or like almost verified? That
No,
you eat
I know
panda meat
somebody
now?
that-
Are
I
you
know
so
that's-
rich and famous that
I
you're
know
eating panda
somebody
meat?
No, I know somebody that ate some weird shit though. Anyway.
What else do you
Oh my
eat?
God.
Great white fucking
Holy shit.
uteri or something?
Great
Freaking
white uteri. The plural.
Anyways, number 4
Oh my God,
is
my
good.
eyes are
It's
watering.
not great, we should wrap it up. We've been
Yeah.
recording for 8 hours.
I know.
We're all very drunk. None of us have socks on.
We're yelling loud noises.
Loud
have
noises!
socks.
Oh, Morgan, the one with the sexy feet.
But
Come
they
here,
might
take
be
my socks
moist.
off. Bitch, take all your socks off. I've already smashed a glass. It's been like a
Socks
whole
Holy shit. You know what?
thing.
Fuck yeah. This episode was awesome. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And, I don't know. Is there anything else anybody wants to put?
Happy. Oh, no, we'll do a Halloween. No, we won't. Happy Halloween.
We might. Who knows?
Happy
It'll be like a 2 weeks late Halloween episode, but you know what? Fuck it.
Say Halloween.
Woo.
Say Halloween.
Say la vie.
Say Halloween.
Say Halloween. Hey!
Ask her to a pair. Do 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 do. Oh, madame. No,
Wee, wee,
no,
wee,
no,
wee,
no,
wee! Ah! Morgan, how do you know that song?
Because I fucking remember that fucking song.
Hey!
Say Halloween. We're
So
gonna
for
talk
our
about
American listeners, we're very French Canadian. Je peux parler français, mais no.
I don't want to.
We're not gonna get
I
into
could,
that.
but I won't.
Mais no.
Beaucoup de monde.
You don't even know what I just said.
Because you should say. Okay, Andrew Divoff, please become my best friend. Thank you for listening.
Talk Russian to me.
Yes.
Talk Russian to me.
Hi.
Talk dirty to me. Thank you, Morgan.
And I'm gonna fucking order his beer. Hell Brew or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm gonna order it. Gin's Hella Brew. It's a pale ale. I believe it's at 8%.
Is the
He's
can
getting He's
tapered?
getting you all liquored
Oh,
up.
actually. I hope it has horns on it.
Stick it right up your beehole.
Well, I mean, it's like
Is the can shaped?
it's like the inside of your mouth, right?
Morgan, is it shaped like this?
Oh dear.
We got some snorts going
We gotta
on
go.
here. We gotta go.
Guys, this is too out of control.
If you
I
have a
drank up all
long
the
duck
sugar.
dong, give us a call.
Oh, and let us know if you wear a monocle.
Or backs.
Yeah, please, monocle lovers, send us your monocle.
Send us your
photos.
div off stories. Div off.
Div on.
Div on. I want to take my div.
I could eat a peach for days.
I am dead. I am dead. I have perished.
Bye!
I also think that like Andrew Divoff would be totally into this conversation.
Wow,
He would
who,
partake.
what?
Andrew Divoff.
He would like totally be into this. Like he would be
Yeah,
like sitting here.
please,
Imagine we
please
did
be divoffing right now.
An episode with David Hasselhoff and Andrew Divoff.
Oh my god! And then we could talk about Baywatch Nights. My dream.
We have to go.
Okay.
There's someone at the door. We have to go. Coming!